I'll work you out, get you right with your physical. Always just another interlude. Asking all them questions, girl, you know I don't do interviews. It's pitiful that when I'm with them other bitches, I pretend it's you. Oh, you work at Kohl's, you in dental school.
Nigga, what are you doing? That's so cute. We back. We back. That's so cute.
We are clearly back. Sorry, the crew's having a great time. But yeah, okay. We back with the interlude, you feel me, for another episode, you feel me, with the homie Jesse.
Yes, sir.
In the building. So, first things first, hot topics. We're gonna start every episode off with hot topics. So, Big Old Freak, a hit. In my opinion, a bop, if you would say.
It's cause
so,
it's because of Meg.
It is because of Meg. But of course, as always, as expected, Aubrey Drake Graham wants to get on the remix. Are you okay with it? Do you want to hear this?
I'm gonna be honest. For the first time in my life, Drake hopping on something that is a wave. I'm okay with it. I have came to the terms with that Drake can make some shit shake, regardless if we want to hear it or not. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I think I ain't gonna say it's gonna be the hottest thing, but I'm okay with it, bro. I don't know. It's like I don't want to hop on that trend of niggas that's hating Drake and shit. Like Drake can't walk outside of his house without motherfuckers saying, "Oh, Drake doing this again." Like
this is true.
Like,
my thing is this: I feel like Drake just needs to be more, not even strategic, because everything is a plus for him.
Do you want to be original?
Not original. I just be more selective. I feel like he's not getting on everything, but like hop on a remix that nobody expects if you gonna do that. Like stop hopping on the biggest song out. Like the same thing he did with Girls Need Love, which wasn't necessary in my personal opinion.
It wasn't it.
Whatever, people like.
But this can be different because
it could be different.
Drake likes how to blend that Houston sound though. Like
he does.
We've seen that. So
he does.
You know,
and it's a different type of song. I think this is honestly Drake's like area. Like Drake has been known to hop in on songs like this, and like this is like a party. This is party Drake. I expect a party Drake verse. But
so who would you rather want to see?
Who would I rather see? I'd rather see the Baby or Trina on the remix. I feel like Trina's just a given because it's like
I don't even.
But I mean,
if it comes, it comes.
Album mode earlier.
Yeah, she also.
Oh, we getting Fever May 17th too. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's lit.
Well,
May's a great one.
Yeah. So we want to talk about
what's today? What we talking about today?
Today is May 3rd, and we are discussing the biggest boss in the rap game, probably the hip hop game, the inventor of luxury rap, Mr. Rick Ross.
My dope be shining like it's yellow diamond. My dope be shining like it's yellow diamond. 19 for the whole thing. Walk up by the trap, nigga, it's bling bling.
Is it the inventor? You don't know that?
Hell, to me, of luxury rap, before then, I'm gonna say this, as far as the opinion, I'm gonna be honest. I ain't heard niggas snap on like beats like Ross.
Ross's sound and his beats is
like his
completely
music is definitely different. I definitely want to. I believe that Ross has probably one of the most underrated catalogs.
Is it top 5? Does Ross have a top 5 discography in the rap game right now?
As of today. Compared to people like Hove, Wayne, and
is he top 5?
When we talk about top 5, every album has to have does it have to have consistent bangers, or you can listen to it from start to finish and replay it. How would you categorize it?
I say if you're gonna put somebody in your top 5, I'd say at least 90% of their discography. It doesn't have to be flawless. It just has to be consistently good. I don't think there's too many artists that just have like multiple flawless albums.
If we do that, then we're gonna have to walk through his discography. Then
we can take a little walk. We can take a stroll. We can do that.
I feel like that question we could say to the end after we walk through all his discography.
Very fair.
Because it's like it's gems on every album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make you think like, damn, Ross did drop that. He did drop that.
Ross got gems.
Then you think about all the others that we named in our top 5, and you're like, I don't want to just go off on a limb. So we can start with the Port.
Let's start beginning. Yeah.
Port of Miami.
Port of Miami. This was hood Ross. This was trap Ross.
This one when he took on the moniker of being, you know, Rick Ross, Rick Rozay.
Yeah,
you know
it was a moniker. Of course. We get to that later though.
We did it did spawn hustling, which was like.
The thing is about hustling. Like you can play hustling today. Like we listened to it.
It's gonna get
20 minutes ago, and we was still like we still lit. We still tea. So, but it's like. How many people were listening? I think that's how many people were listening to Ross at that time. Like, how many people can go back and be like, yeah, I still rock with a few songs of a Port of Miami.
I can't.
Me neither. I'm gonna say Hustlin's probably the only one.
Okay, next was Triller.
I really didn't listen to Triller like that. Even going back and listening to it, I didn't listen to Triller like that.
I mean, right before we was like talking about this episode, I believe that it was like Black said, it was a mixture. Of still old hood Ross.
He was trying to switch the lane a little bit
with different sounds type shit. I believe that his production got better. Who he was linking up with.
Yeah. Who does produce for Ross?
Hey, you got me
more like most notably.
Most notably.
Justice League.
That makes sense.
Damn, it is.
Because Justice League ain't in house though. For he not in house with
I think it's just by association.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Justice League makes a lot of sense.
Triller. When I think of Triller, it's not one of Ross's standout albums. It is an album that you do think about, like. I mean, because you've seen it so much around that time. It was up in the airways. Yeah. You had T-Pain, Ross, Wayne. That was
a time.
At that pivotal point in the rap game, music game, period, on the urban airways. So it's just like it's something to talk about.
Yeah, think about it. That's right before. Cause you got to remember we was talking about Drake and we were talking about when So Far Gone came out. That was like right before that came out.
It was right
when the sound started to change, which damn near makes a lot of sense. Seeing the way his album started to sound, because it's like. The sound of music started to change, but Ross found his own lane in that like evolution of music. I mean, I think you see that. I didn't start listening to Ross consistently. Like, oh, I'm gonna go listen to this Ross album probably until Teflon died.
Nah, for real.
Probably until Teflon died.
But before, cause this how it was for me. I was always the listener that underrated Ross. Because I felt like it was something like it ain't hit for me, it ain't stick for me. And so when the reports came out about his career, you know what I'm saying, about how he took on that name, it was like, damn, there it is. That's really
that's the biggest hit you can take in the rap game is like your credibility,
your reputation. When they play with your reputation, it's a rap.
And it was a whole thing. But I mean, he came back with a vengeance, I guess, if you want to say that. I'll say this, like I really fuck with Teflon Don. Like as an album, I feel like that's the album that kind of not let people know Ross was here, but it kind of let people know like he for real, I guess. Then Self-Made, because it's like, that was the collective of MMG. But at the time, like Ross at the time had a insane roster, because this was before. This was when it was only him. In terms of groups, it was only I think MMG and Good was just starting to come together.
Young Money,
my fault.
Money.
Yeah, so it was Young Money and Good and MMG was just starting to come together.
It was the bout in the rap game. It wasn't even. I'm gonna be 100. It wasn't Good. Like Good was being formed.
Good was getting formed,
but it wasn't like it wasn't a name that stuck out.
Oh no, not yet.
Young Money, and it was like Ross is like MMG.
Because MMG was coming up. Because like Meek, it was Meek, Wale. Didn't they have Ace Hood?
They definitely had Ace Hood, and then he left and signed with Cali. He ended up signing with DJ Cali.
He did.
But you know, Ross had it was like Cali had a label that was somewhat under like it was like an imprint under Ross and stuff like that. So they all was associated.
Ross had Stally too. So underrated. Oh goodness.
But I was thinking of that name.
MMG was tough. Like. The beginning of the decade,
and for the early 2010s, 2010, 2011, Ross reinvented his sound from that blow to his career. And it was one of them. All right, you know about me, you know what my career was before, but shit, either I'm gonna still tell you about it in a story mode because Ross
a storyteller.
He's a storyteller, and it's like I'm gonna give y'all that sound that none of y'all niggas. When you hear a Ross beat now, you like damn.
You know, well, one of you know it's a Ross beat. And then two, it's kind of like there's nobody else rapping.
He's rapping about shit that I know I'll never see. Right now, I'll never see.
Literally, I'm never gonna see some of the stuff Ross experienced.
That shit, that's some rich nigga shit. So
no, but that's all. But Rich Forever, Rich Forever was the first time I heard I listened to a mixtape in full when it came out, and I was like, this nigga is spazzing.
Self-Made 2 was the album that said MMG, we in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Niggas,
for sure.
Whatever you talking about, cause you had the wave of Dream Chasers. You had Wale just released Ambition, and so it was them two right there. They
was the forefront for sure. That's why I think that's when their roster was at their deepest, because they had them two, Stally, that nigga Pill, who nobody knows about at this point in time.
But and you had like it was like young niggas that they was bringing in house that would like be on features with them and shit like that. And so for I really can't put like Ross in a regional sound. Some people say it's like Miami, but Ross can give you coastal sound. Like for the longest, I thought that nigga was an Atlanta rapper before I actually started going back. Like, oh, this nigga from Miami, this that. He brings so much of a
he can hop on the West Coast beat and still hold his own. Like he never sounds like Ross never sounds out of place. I think that's the biggest thing about him as like a rapper. Like there's never a beat, there's never a song where he's like he doesn't belong on this song. Even if you don't like the verses, like I don't think you can ever say like he doesn't belong on this song.
It's selective. Like we was talking about this before the episode. Ross got a crazy selective ear. It's like that beat that you know. All right, I'm gonna rap on this. Then it's like if you hear it, you ain't gonna hear Ross on some shit that's like that wasn't you, my nigga. Right. It's rare. I feel like in the next portion of his career, like after we got Self-Made Volume 2. It was that all right, I've entered my vet season. So the albums that it dropped, it gave more appreciation to his sound. It was like when you had God Forgives I Don't, Black Bar Mitzvah. Black Bar Mitzvah is when I actually stopped like kind of listening to Ross. I don't even know.
I didn't like that one either.
It was like one of them I'ma rush it out because he gave like 4 hours that entire year.
The thing is, Ross makes music, bro. Like Ross be recording like hell. So
that was that year. Like he gave
like 3-4 projects in 1 year, which was crazy because you would think after a God Forgives I Don't, you don't need another project. Not period. I'm talking about like you wouldn't need another project in that year for sure.
I feel like it was one of them albums that he was dropping. It had to be to get out his contract, probably to get out his contract and renegotiate something. True. He gave. I feel like Self-Made Volume 3 to me. It wasn't that. It was like it gave more sounds. Yeah. But it wasn't like for me it wasn't standout. I know people will argue me. To me the best Self-Made to me is Volume 2.
I think so.
Volume 3 definitely.
You gotta think MMG, their time ended probably 2014. Whenever I'm trying to think was it around when Meek started dating Nicki?
Nah. So when Self-Made Volume 3 came out, that's when Meek was primed to have like this big career. Right. He's about to put Lil Snoop on after the death of Snoop. Meek he took a step back, you know what I'm saying? Wale stepped up, albums wasn't basically doing what they was doing. MMG was kind of taking a hit. Yeah. Everybody was getting tired. At this time, everybody wasn't appreciating raw sound either. It's like this shit starting to sound the same. This shit starting to sound the same type shit. So it was, I feel like that was that fall off season. Right. Came back with Mastermind. Mastermind was, I remember sitting in class when this shit dropped. It was
Mastermind was the album that I'm like,
Mastermind was the album. Nah, Mastermind is the album that literally was like, I'm gonna pull back in. You know what I'm saying? Ross, alright, you took some time, you really got your shit together with this. That shit was cool to me.
See, this stretch of albums though, this stretch like between Hood Billionaire, like Black Dollar, Black Market, it wasn't like I didn't completely fuck with it, but it was like this ain't Ross.
I ain't fuck with it.
This ain't Ross, bro.
I did fuck with it. At first I fucked with Hood Billionaire, but I feel like it was like one of them forceful fuck with. Yeah. It's Ross, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it a chance. It's Ross. Black Market, Black Dollar and Black Market, it wasn't that bad to me. One of them tapes definitely spawned a feature from Cole, so you know I was definitely fucking with that. Rather Than You Than Me I feel like could have been his retirement album.
Ross definitely could have been like, this is my last album, and he would have went out on top for sure.
He talked about so much on that tape.
And I think some of his features were really important. Like No, because he talked about like the Baby and Wayne situation. He just touched on a lot, and that was an album that just showed his, not even so much maturity, just like where he's at now. Like Ross has really solidified himself.
That's what it was.
At least as an OG of today.
It was a solidification album that, like, regardless of what y'all heard before Whoop Wop the Bam, this album right here is like, I'm giving y'all it all. Like, and
literally,
you gotta think, from that time, we ain't had a Ross, like before Rather You Than Me, it was a 2-year span where we ain't heard no Ross.
There was.
He took it because
Ross wasn't doing features like that. He had health stuff.
Health, business investment, losing weight. You know what I'm saying? So when he came back with that shit, it was like
okay, Ross been working.
Basically. And honestly, I know people that's like avid Ross listeners. They were like, we want more Ross music. We want more Ross music. But as a person, a connoisseur of rap that like listens to Ross, because it's like he's appreciative. He's appreciative for the rap game. I felt like that last album, to me, we could leave off with that. And like,
we could. But the thing is, I mean, Ross is nowhere near done making music, in my opinion. But speaking of what you were saying, you got artists like, when you think of Ross, when you think of the Pusha T's, like it was 2013 when he dropped My Name Is My Name, and we didn't get like another full project until last summer. But it's like the way, like you said, those people are so important to rap. Like when we talk about like the genre of rap, the culture of rap, strictly in hip hop, like those people are so important to upholding that if they take that 2 or 3 years in between albums, you have to appreciate, because you know they actually putting something into whatever that next project is. So, and I think that's a very underrated thing about Ross that people don't talk about, is his status in not even in the rap game right now, but I think in the lineage of like actual hip hop.
So after discussing those albums,
right. We went through all of them pretty much. Albums, mixtapes.
Before, all right. Now looking at his discography, discussing it somewhat, not just surface level.
Right.
Would you say that Ross has a discography to be top 5 in the game, or Ross has a discography that's like he's made a name in the rap game? It's not top 5, but he's made a name.
See, it's hard. So if we're gonna count discography, are we gonna solely count albums, or are we gonna count mixtapes too?
I mean, a listener,
because mixtapes count. Mixtapes count, but you can make an argument to base somebody's discography, or to base the argument at least off of solely albums.
Would y'all say that Ross was the one that started the whole mixtape sounding like albums thing and making it like an actual trend?
I like actually putting thought into your mixtape?
Yeah, and making it like not a mixtape, but more so a free project.
Yes.
Who was doing that before him, really? Like on a consistent basis?
The other person you would think of is Wayne.
Wayne wouldn't even think of Wayne. Wayne was freestyle, and everybody knew that's what Wayne was doing. I would say the only person that really did that.
Music.
As far as the mainstream name,
there was also a time where mixtapes were legit the way you got on. So it's like those mixtapes to them were albums. Like they were just called mixtapes.
It was like if your album, because I feel like most artists at that time, if your last album flopped, it's like niggas ain't about to be as enthusiastic to be like, let me go buy this shit. So it's like I'm gonna throw something out there, bait them, see if they fuck with it, or they ask you for more music, then give them the album type shit. I feel like that's kind of how it was. A lot of labels was kind of using that formula too. Like you gotta drop a mixtape before you drop your album type shit. Before now niggas record a single, then they go in and drop their debut album. We did that. Is he a top 5? Yes or no?
It's hard because it's like you can't easily say yes, but when you try to think about people that have a better discography, you don't come up with that many names. But that's why I said, like, what are the parameters for? I mean,
we did say we had to put in
a good discography.
We did say he had to put in mixtapes.
Because my thing is this: the thing about the discography is like, if you're top 5, like I said, you gotta be 90%. You gotta be 90%. So that's like, at most, you gotta have. If you have 5 albums, you can really only afford to have one bad one, and it can't be completely trash. It just gotta be like a miss.
Yeah, multiple bad ones.
That's my thing. But it's like the ones that do stand out, they were always at pivotal times, and they're all memorable albums. Definitely. So it's really hard.
And then with the sounds, they was definitely for the sounds.
Okay, because my thing is this: can we name 5 people in rap right now that have a better discography than Rick Ross?
Drake, Wayne.
First off, I'm sorry, I changed. This is him speaking for himself. This is not a group thing anymore.
Drake,
This
Wayne,
is who he
Ho.
thinks.
As of right now,
As of right now,
shit.
today.
Yay.
Fair. Fair.
That's 4 niggas.
4 niggas.
Fuck.
There's 4 brothers too.
You missing one very important one.
Well, why don't you?
Kendrick.
I would say Kendrick's discography is better because I don't think Kendrick has a miss.
Who would
That's
you
the
say?
name.
Who is that? That's the name you was thinking?
That's the name I was thinking
Okay.
for to finish your list, but I don't agree with some of the names on your list.
Okay, give me yours.
I don't know if I can put Wayne. I don't know if Wayne has a better discography. I don't know. I don't know, man. What if you think about it? They have very similar discographies in the sense of the hit and miss.
I don't know, because I've actually sat and had a day of going through all of Wayne's album discography because I've always.
So we just looking at albums?
We're not just looking at that. I know Wayne's mixtapes. Niggas are gonna ask for Wayne mixtape before a Raw song.
That's
why.
not fair because mixtape Weezy is completely different.
If you said that we have to include.
If we're including mixtapes,
Mixtape Weezy album.
If
Are
we're-
those the same quality mixtapes though?
they are not.
Wayne's mixtapes.
He's a hell of a freestyler.
They were definitely not. It definitely wasn't original music.
Okay.
So and with that, that's why I'm like it's
All right,
hard
so
to
give me
say.
your top 5. If you can't put Ross in your top 5, then Ross is not a top 5 because I've said that he's not in my top 5. And if you say it, then it's just he's
But
not
that's the
top
thing.
5.
I don't think Wayne has a better discography. I would argue that Drake might be close. I don't know if he's surpassed him yet. I don't know if he's completely surpassed him. He's there. He's there. But I don't know if he's completely surpassed him.
There, where?
There, I say there in the sense of like
Where you think
you can mention Drake in this conversation and it not be like completely.
All right, let me throw this name out there.
It's not asinine to throw Drake's name out there.
It's pretty.
Let me throw this name out there. Does and can Nicki be in this conversation as far as her discography?
No.
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Why did you ask such a question?
Yeah, that's all. Like no,
I just had a thought in my head and I looked at some of her discography that she's dropped and some of her projects.
Well, her mixtapes were, her words were original, but everything else was mixtapes. She was freestyling.
What about the albums that she gave
Her
us,
albums,
like King Print, all that other stuff?
That
Which version of
is-
King Print?
yeah.
All right. I don't feel like. Oh, okay.
3 hours later.
Oh, I'll say.
by evolution, yes.
Okay.
Okay. By
By
evolution.
evolution.
Okay.
Fair. So I say Hove has a better discography.
Of course.
I think Kendrick has a better discography. I think Ye has a better discography. I say Kendrick because I don't know a project that Kendrick's dropped that really
True.
hasn't been up there.
True. Because even Untitled was fire.
Yeah. So Hove, Kendrick, Ye. Almost. Not all of them.
All
are.
of Nicki's albums are platinum.
Sales.
But
Does
When you have a following
all
like
of-
Nicki, that's so unfair.
when you have a following like her?
Yeah.
Because Nicki gets to that point where not everybody that's listening to Nicki's album is a fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like people are listening to Nicki's
I'm
album.
gonna be honest. When his last tape dropped, I wasn't a fan of his last tape of Queen, but I just knew because of everything that was going on with Cardi B.
Exactly, that people was gonna listen.
And then everybody was advocating so hard for
It
Nicki.
took me
It's
so
like,
long to listen to Queen, bro.
I listened to it. You know,
I gave it one run through and I was like, I don't know if I can do this
the
again.
standout was when she.
Well, she could without knowing everybody. But yeah, so see that's the thing. After Hov, Kendrick, and Ye though, I struggle to find 2 people.
4 and 5.
I
You know what's
struggle to
crazy?
find 4 and
I'm
5.
glad you're not being biased today because normally I thought you would be like, oh, I'm gonna throw Cole up there. You know
No,
what
like I'm
saying?
thinking about it, but I'm like Cole, because Cole got, even if it's
glad.
not misses, Cole has some projects that Cole has enough debatable projects to take him out of the conversation. Because Sideline Story you are going to put up there. You're not going to put For Your Eyes Only up there. And if anything, there's another. I don't know if there's a mixtape missing there though. Necessarily.
Most people are not going to put the warm up there. They're not going to put the warm up.
And it's fair. It's fair to say that.
They not going to put come up. It'll be rare. You have to be a real
you have to be a real Cole for the thing to come up.
I know they're gonna put Friday Night Lights. I know they're gonna put Born Center. I know Forest Hills Drive gonna go up there.
So he got 4 that people would say are probably.
And then KOD was
8 plus out of 10.
But when you talk about this, could you consider it?
Nah.
Yeah. No, so, and that's my thing. So that's why I'm like, I feel like Ross, if anything, is scraping 5. I feel like if I really go back and think about it.
5. If I was Ross and I was watching this and I see a nigga with pigtails in his head tell me that my discography is not top 5, but scraping top 5.
Nigga, you don't even put him in your top 5.
At least I ain't say scraping top 5 though. Like
when I say scraping top 5, I mean like I would try to argue 5. You say he's completely. You saying he's not in top 5 at all.
In my opinion, Mr. Ross.
So who's
mad?
So who's more disrespectful? I'm confused. Nigga's hair is right for one episode and want to talk crazy.
He could be
okay. So if he doesn't have a top 5 discography, or if we can't we can undeniably say he has a top 5 discography, we can at least rank our top 5.
I'll give you 1. I won't give you 5.
You can't rank his top 5 albums?
I'll give you 3. I won't even give you top 5.
Why won't you get top 5? He has enough to choose from, clearly.
Okay. If I gave my top 5, I'll back number 1.
You gotta go in order though. You gotta go 5 to 1. You gotta order.
I gotta rank it.
You gotta rank it.
Okay.
5 to 1.
Number 1, Teflon Don.
Okay.
Number 2, God Forgives I Don't. Number 3, Mastermind. Number 4, Rather You Than Me. And number 5, I'm gonna have to go with Rich Fell. It was almost.
I was so scared because I thought you weren't going to pick
Rich Fell. It was almost a billionaire.
I'm almost sure those are my 5. I just don't know if it's the same order. I think one for me is Teflon Don. I think God Forgives I Don't.
Gotta be number 2.
It's 2 for me. I struggle though because I interchange Mastermind and Rich Forever because I personally fuck with Rich Forever heavy.
Okay.
So that's why it could arguably be 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
But Mastermind and Rich Forever at 3 and 4, and then Rather You Than Me would be 5. Not because it's per se the worst of those 5, but I would say it had the least influence on me. But it makes it because of kind of what it means for Ross and his career at the time.
At that time.
So that's the top 5 for me in that order.
Mr. Ross, the inventor of luxury rap.
Inventor of luxury rap.
Now that question that you asked me earlier, can you stand on it? When you said, is he the inventor?
I think yeah, because we didn't get Jay's luxury rap until
that's a different luxury rap. Look.
We didn't get Jay's luxury rap until Magna Carta. Maybe Watch the Throne if you count that, but even then is around the same time.
Hoes look.
Hold on, it's a completely different type of talk.
Look,
but
shit.
But I mean, you got people that will argue if you think of like the Big Daddy Kanes and shit like that. You got people that argue that there were luxury raps for the time that was being done before.
Yeah.
So,
because I feel like some people would consider
you would argue a Mace
would consider Biggie as some luxury rap.
Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't say the inventor. If you were to whatever the level under inventor is, if you would consider it be like a pioneer or at least somebody who like really took it to the next level, that's definitely him. But I don't know if I give him the credit for inventing luxury rap.
Okay. All right.
So final stance on Ross was. What's the best Ross album? If your top 5 was your favorite, what's the best Ross album?
Teflon Don.
Why is it the best Ross album?
Hey, that shit was amazing.
Okay, why was the shit amazing?
I feel like at the time of Teflon Don, you had all them. It was like a feature wave when Teflon Don dropped.
Yeah.
And like the people that was just hopping on tracks, they were doing tracks for Cali and stuff like that. Teflon Don was that tape that like really set it off. That's like, this nigga beats is like, the production of Teflon Don to me was just, at that time was different and what was needed in hip hop, and from what he gave to us then with that, I didn't appreciate it then. I ain't gonna fake it, but going back and listening to it and consistently listening to it, I have to definitely say Teflon Don.
See, I think I have a very unpopular opinion on this. I think his best. I think Wish Forever is technically a mixtape, so that's why I want to say it. I think his best album, to me, is God Forgives I Don't.
Okay.
I don't like you can't argue, like you can't disagree with it even if you don't think it is. You couldn't disagree with somebody thinking that way. The time it came out, I feel like it. For me, it was the first time like I really started getting into actually listening to albums and paying attention to the sound and like what they were saying. And so I think just where he was at that time, that was the first time I felt, for me, that I experienced, at least when it first came out, like an album had somewhat of a, if not a message, it had a consistent theme. Not only like lyrically, but sonically too. And that was the first time I'm like, that title was like, different too. The title was different.
I ain't gonna like when they announced it, I'm like, damn, this nigga.
And it's one of them things where like it was kind of like it was like Ross bragging in a way, but he's like, okay, like I see. It's one of those situations where like I see how you coming, and so I think for me, I think it was one of the albums that that was one of those staple albums. Like he had staple projects, and I think at that time, God Forgives I Don't was a staple project for him that let people know, okay, you can't remove Ross from this conversation. So that's why it is for me.
I can respect that.
What's up?
Check us out on the page.
Of course.
Follow us on the Interlude. New episodes coming. Also, we have new content coming for you this summer and possible merch. So
possible merch.
Stay tuned, man.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
I wake up excited, I made it through the night. Things I did in the dark, will it ever see the light? My nerves should be a wreck. I got a bad chick, she keeps me erect. She loves my ad-libs. I think I'm a genius, 100 grand a fucking feature. I do at least 3 a week, roll up the fucking reefer.